you ever gotten into a heated debate with someone on Facebook and it ended up with name calling? Well, that's just one form of harassment that a new survey by the Pew Research Center says people face online. Cyberbullying expert and licensed professional counselor Lori Vann joins us on the KOGO News live line. And Lori, this really can go beyond name calling, can't it?
Absolutely. And keeping in mind, some name calling can be really vicious, but it does go to threats. It does go to spreading rumors about people and even stalking or posting really embarrassing pictures online for the rest of the world to see.
Now, are these attacks usually anonymous, or are they among people that you know, or perhaps a growing circle of, I'm air quoting here, friends?
Well, it's about a 50-50 thing. I think when you look at it in adolescence, for teenagers on social media, it's typically people that they know. But for adults, with this research study, it said that 50% of them didn't know the person that was harassing them.
And most often, if they don't know the person harassing them, how are these people attacking them? Are they personal attacks, or what are they trying to do?
Well, it could be a little bit of everything. It could be that they just stumbled across that person's Facebook page, because some people aren't really good about setting their security limits on that site, and not just Facebook. I mean, the same thing for Instagram and Twitter and all the rest, is that if you don't have your security settings, then anyone can try to, quote-unquote, friend you. But the purpose behind it, some individuals just are, well, it's really quite pathetic, that they feel better about themselves when they put others down. And there might be a jealousy issue, that they come across this person that looks like they have a lot of things going for them. They're jealous of that, so I'm just going to try and make them feel bad about themselves. And I mean, there could be so many different reasons behind it. That the core is the person that doesn't even know this individual attacking them really goes to mental issues of that person.
Cyberbullying expert, licensed professional counselor Lori Vann is with us on the KOGO News live line on cyberbullying. And we've all gotten into heated debates on Facebook, and sometimes they do devolve into, I know you are, but what am I? And even worse. So, Lori, why not just cut those people off? If somebody starts to get vicious with you on Facebook, why not just delete them, block them? It's not hard.
Agreed, and that's what should be done. And it's also, if it escalates into the point where it's really inappropriate or harassing, all the social media websites have contact options where you can let that site know what's going on so that they can monitor that person's post. But unfortunately, and this is really the case I see a lot with teenagers, is that for some reason they have great difficulty setting that boundary of being able to cut that individual off. And especially if it's someone that's a quote-unquote friend or someone they know at school, they may feel that there could be further repercussions in the classroom or at school if they cut them off socially. But again, boundaries are role modeled by parents. So if parents don't have good boundaries in their personal life, then it's hard for a child to understand what that actually looks like.
Well, and you brought up a good point, Lori. Parents, they should really be, and I'm going to assume that this is correct, they should really be monitoring their kids' social networks, because according to this survey, teens are most affected. Am I right?
Agreed. The large majority of teens that have social media accounts have been harassed or bullied in some form or fashion. I remember one statistic said something to the effect of over 60% of girls that had social media accounts had been bullied with them. And my work with teenagers, that is absolutely panning out in the office when I talk with them. And bullying online is a big risk factor for self-injury. That parents absolutely need to be aware of the social media accounts their children have to the best of their ability, because granted, there are some kids that have their own private accounts. The parent has no idea. But that does get into what kind of relationship do you have with that child? What kind of open communication do you have? And it's not that the parent should be playing detective and monitoring it every single day, but occasional check-ins to see what's being posted. Because unfortunately, when kids are being harassed or bullied, they're not very likely to inform their parent as to what's taking place.
All right, good advice from a professional counselor and cyberbullying expert, Lori Vann, joining us this morning. Thank you, Lori.